Good morning to all of you. My today's topic is pleading. Pleading. Pleading is mentioned under Order 6 of Code of Civil Procedure 1908. There are 18 rules mentioned under Order 6. Rule 1 of pleading define the term pleading. The term pleading means include plaint and written statement. Pleading means plaint for the plaintiff and written statement for the defendant. Rule 2. Define the fundamental principles. Fundamental principles of the pleading are: every pleading must state facts and not law. It must state material facts only. It must state fact, not evidence. It must state facts in the concise and the precise form. This is the rule 2. Fundamental principles of pleading. Now, third point is objectives of the pleading. Objectives of the pleading is mentioned under the case Manpul Singh vs. Surinder Singh. The court said that under this there are four objectives of the pleading. First one, to give each side intimation of the case of the other so that it may be met. Second point, to enable the court to determine what is really at issue between the parties. Third point, to prevent deviation. Fourth point, to decide the rights of the parties in the trials. Rule 7, departure. Under Rule 7, departure, it is said that no pleading shall expect, by way of amendment, rise any new ground of claim, contain any allegation of fact inconsistent with the previous pleading of the party pleading the same. Rule 14. Rule 14 said that every pleading must be signed by the party and by his pleader. Okay. Rule 14 said that every pleading shall be signed by the party and his pleader. Rule 15. Pleading should be verified. Every pleading shall be verified at the foot by a party or one of the parties pleading or by some other person proved to be the satisfaction of the court, to be acquainted with the facts of the case. Every pleading shall be verified by the parties. Rule 16. Striking out of the pleading. The court may, at any stage of the proceeding, order to strike out or amend any matter in the pleading. It is the discretionary power of the court. Any matter which may be unnecessary, scandalous, frivolous, or vexatious, the court may strike out such matter from the pleading. Any matter which may tend to prejudice, embarrass, or delay the fair trial of the suit, the court may strike out such matter from the pleading. Any matter which abuse of the process of the court, then the court may strike out such matter from the pleading. Amendment in pleading. Amendment in pleading is mentioned under Rule 17 of the Code of Order 6 of Code of Civil Procedure 1908. Amendment in pleading. Amendment is always made before the commencement of the trial. Amendment in material fact only. Failure to amend pleading. Failure to amend pleading is mentioned under Rule 18. There is a specific time provided under Rule 18 for amendment is 14 days, or court may decide the time for the amendment. If there is no time mentioned under the pleading, then the court may give 14 days for the amendment. Now, this is the one of the leading case of Ranjit Construction Corporation Limited, National Highway Authority of India, which is related to our fundamental principles. In this case, the court described the pleading and written statement. The court defined there is a distinction between the pleading under the CPC and the writ petition or a counter affidavit. In pleading, the plaint or a written statement, the fact and the evidence are required to be pleaded. However, in the writ petition or in the counter affidavit, not only facts are to be pleaded, but also the evidence in proof of such fact have to be annexed to it. It means to say that in pleading, facts are necessary, evidence are not necessary, and in writ petition, fact and evidence both are necessary. Thank you. My today's topic is pleading and it is over. If you have any doubt regarding pleading, please comment me and please like, share, subscribe and my channel and thank you.